Good morning. So we've just finished our morning sessions and wanted to jump on and just give a little bit of a take home from our live Q&A that we had yesterday with Dr Adam Bibbey from Oxford University. He's a senior lecturer there. It was all about, he was on the podcast on Tuesday. So if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, check that episode out. It's all about motivation, stress, our response to it, comfort eating, snacking, why we eat when we're not hungry, when someone else walks in, do we feel like we want to eat too, even though we don't really want to, but we just feel like we should. All these things. And I just want to share one thing from yesterday. Hey Sam, one thing from yesterday that kind of came up in the Q&A, which I thought was a really good one, which was essentially what one of his supervisors once kind of used to talk about a lot with regards to like emotional eating or snacking or like binge eating almost. And it's that, you know, often in the evenings, it's normally in the evenings when it happens, we might have a pack of biscuits. Hey, Michelle, we might have a pack of biscuits, or we might have one, or we might start off healthy. We might go, you know what, I'm going to have, I'll be good, I'll just have a bit of yogurt. That's not enough. Then we go, you know what, I'll have a Ribena with a bit of cheese on it, whatever. And we just kind of builds up. We have a bit more. And it's almost like out of control. And one of the things we talked about is that we actually don't have any certainty or a plan around it. Now, rather than just eating any old biscuits that are in the cupboard, maybe the kids have brought them in or whatever, why not say, I only eat these delicious biscuits? So the example he actually gave was of someone who was talking about whiskey. They used to just drink quite a lot. And he was like, right, I need to stop this habit a bit. So he decided he's only going to drink this expensive whiskey. So when he does drink it, one, he enjoys it more. Two, he won't have as much of it because it's this expensive whiskey. So imagine if you can apply that. And this is something we spoke about to the biscuits. So rather than just going, what have we got in? I'll just grab a few of them. You only eat these literally deluxe, really good, even if they're home baked, then it does make a difference. These biscuits. And you plan it. So you say in the morning, I will have 2 of these biscuits today at this time. That, just notice how you feel when you say that to yourself. It's more, rather than don't eat it, like be healthy, that's bad for you. It's like, yeah, that's part of my plan. That's okay. And actually, it's often your thoughts about the thing that's the issue. So it's not the 2 biscuits that's the issue. It's your thoughts about the 2 biscuits that mean you failed, which mean that turned into 4, which nearly does mean that you're getting a setback. Now, on to the failure part of it. This was a really interesting one of why, when we get results we want, why do we self-sabotage? This is a really interesting point, and something that we talked about is actually that often when we feel like can't get to a certain goal, maybe the goal's too big, we're on the way, but we're not quite there yet. We feel like maybe if I keep trying and I don't hit the goal, that means I've failed. So the example given was, let's say you're trying to do couch to 5K, but you're unsure whether you're going to be able to do week 3. Rather than try it and fail, we just go, I won't bother doing it because we don't like the feeling of failure. And it's a really interesting discussion that we had because, you know, when you think about that, it makes so much sense. Like, everyone was just like smiling because they're like, yeah, I can relate to that. Like going for a job, you're like, yeah, no, I won't bother going for it. Just in case you didn't get it and people realise you went for it. Like, it's a very common thing that happens. It's quite a thing that we kind of need to be aware of. But the point was that failure is something that, as described yesterday, is a success waiting to happen. The more times you can fail, when you hear of any success story, they fail so many times. They just keep trying stuff. And the more you can learn from it and not dwell on it, the easier this whole thing's going to be. Hope that helps. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Diana. Hope that helps. Any questions, do let me know. And have a great day. Speak soon.